So then, yeah, that's kind of where I want to go to next, because that was like, it's almost the story of the game, and it's kind of rejuvenated this topic of whether horns down is as disrespectful as the Texas fans want to make it to be, and if it really should be a 15-yard penalty. So I just kind of want to go into, I want to break this down kind of step by step. And the first being, what is this? What is this? Okay? This is a Texas fan pretending that their hand is a steer. Yeah. So pretending that's
it's not a real steer.
No, it's not. It's your hand that you manipulated to look like what you think is a steer. Mm-hmm. And that's all it means. That is literally all it means. It does not have a meaning like the middle finger has a meaning. The middle finger means, hey man, F you. Or F what you are, what you stand for, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks
for bleeping that out for the kids.
Yeah, of course. This is a steer. Or your hand pretending to be a steer. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. And when you do that, when you throw that in everybody's face every 2 seconds of a football game, or of anything that you ever do, people are going to mock it. Yeah. It is exactly like Florida and the Gator Chomp. The Texas Tech and Oklahoma State to the side.
Yeah,
Texas Tech straight up.
Tech is not trying to recklessly fire their weapon at anybody. Oklahoma State
does not care. They will fire at anybody. Yeah. It is just like, okay, cool, that's your school thing. All right, well, when we beat you, we're going to mock it. When West Virginia lost to Iowa State this year, they were mockingly singing Country Roads. You didn't hear any of the players sending out tweets about it, crying about it. It's what you get. I mean, it's just the way it works. And it's almost like it's a cult. Like when you are at the game, someone is doing this every 2 seconds, and I don't even have any words for it. I don't understand. So the first time it was penalized is when Sills had like the 60-yard touchdown pass. He did it for he runs through the end zone, back of the end zone, and just goes like this with both hands for like 2 seconds. Mm-hmm. He didn't do it in anybody's face. He didn't run up into the stands. He wasn't just like running up and down the sidelines going like that. He just did it once like that and then went back to the sideline. And they immediately threw the flag. And Holgerson said afterwards that they asked the refs specifically, is horns down going to be a penalty? And they told him no. So he was pretty pissed about it. And maybe the greatest video of all time on the sideline.
I'll try to find a tweet of it and throw a tweet in there.
Oh, I know where one is. But he's yelling at the refs about this during the TV timeout, and he does like the horns down thing as he's like talking to him. And then, for those of you who don't know, there is a hand signal with your middle finger that, can I do it? Am I allowed to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So this is the state of West Virginia. There's the Northern Panhandle and the Eastern Panhandle, and there's Parkersburg. I'm from about like right here. So
that's a good geography lesson.
He did that to the official. And he said after the game, he's like, I mean, we have a hand signal we can do too. It just means the state of West Virginia. He's like, he's clearly like saying to the ref, like, hey, I'll do this.
It honestly looked like he was like telling the same story too. Like, well, here's Parkersburg and here's Morgantown. And
I know, right? And it was just hilarious that he gave an official the middle finger during a game, and the official just like was standing there talking to him.
I'm glad he got that one because I think every other official in that game was looking to throw a flag for sneezing wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there were bad calls on Texas too, but I just don't understand when that became a penalty, because you can sit there and watch Oklahoma, Texas, and an Oklahoma player does it maybe every play. And I mean, was there one called this year during that game for that?
There was a thing, and I should have done the research on this. Something happened in like 2002 or 1. Kewan Jones scored against Texas and it was into the Texas end zone. And he went 2 hands, and they were super not happy about it. And I think that after that, they said that Oklahoma players couldn't do that during the game anymore. But that was 17 years ago. I don't know if that's still a thing now. Seems like we forgot about that. I had not thought anything else about it until the West Virginia game.
I don't think anyone really had. It was just like, okay, this is what people do when they beat Texas. And then all of a sudden, we're getting penalized for it.
But here's my thing. Why? There appears to be anyway, such a sense of entitlement with UT in that you're not allowed to say or do this certain list of things to them because that's not nice. But they're so fragile. Like,
yes.
Can you even imagine Oklahoma State fans getting upset? It's Bedlam week, by the way.
Right.
Do you think that if someone were to invert a pistol, that they would be upset? No one would even know what that is.
Right.
Texas A&M does the thumbs up, the giggle thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that if someone scored against A&M and went thumbs down, that they would flag that?
No.
No. When you're playing Florida and you score against Florida and you gator chomp, mocking their gator, they don't flag
Well, that was
that.
the thing. Spencer Hall, he tweeted, I watched Mizzou players mock that for 3 hours today, and not a single one was called.
Huh.
And they shouldn't be.
No.
It's just like
you're just doing something with your hand.
It's a hand signal. How much can it mean? Like, I don't know. That you really get triggered by this?
Yeah, the answer is yes. They do.
I know, but it just blows my mind, and I don't understand why it's such a big deal. And, I mean, we were, like, mockingly in the stadium. We were like, well, they shouldn't be able to do it at all. If we can't go like that, why can they go like this?
Well, speaking of guns up, why can Oklahoma State and Texas A&M simulate a firearm?
That is a firearm, and you're supposed to get penalized in the NFL if you simulate violence or firearms. So why can you do that in the college game?
Maybe Tech should be allowed to because they're just firing into the air, but Oklahoma State is haphazardly firing into
That's
the crowd.
right, yeah. Until they clean up their act and go straight up.
Yeah.
They gotta.